ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to today's episode of Game Poke, the show where we cover gaming-related topics and talk a load of old poop. I've recently been badgered by some YouTube friends that I would do better on YouTube if I didn't swear within the first 30 seconds of a video. Guess that's an algorithm thing. So, for a laugh, I'm trying to see if I can go 30 seconds without swearing. Dear God, I hope that's 30 seconds. So you know what? Fuck this. Right, today we are talking about Master System games with bad graphics. We recently did a video on Master System games with great graphics. So I thought now to look at the other side of the coin and check out the shitty ones. These are not the worst graphically looking games on the system. No, they're just some bad ones that I thought I want to mention them. Now I will point out, I want to get this clear first, alright? Just because the game has bad graphics does not mean it is a bad game. Doesn't mean it plays terrible. That is not the case at all, alright? Don't get me wrong. We are talking about some turds today, but they are crap because they're crap. They're not crap because they look crap. That just adds to the shit Sunday, I guess. But I am a big fan of 8-bit games. Game Boy, Master System, obviously, NES. You know, I like 8-bit. I think it was a time when gameplay was more important. 16-bit games are fantastic. They are. Mega Drive, Super Nintendo, all fantastic. But I don't care. I always lean more towards 8-bit games than 16-bit ones. So it's fair to say that graphics ain't that important to me. Just ain't. And the funny thing is, with the last video, the one where we covered great graphics in Master System games, that was easy. That was very easy for me. This one was not. I spent a long time trying to think of perfect games to talk about that had crappy graphics. It wasn't easy. I wasn't spoiled for choice. It was the complete opposite. The Master System had some bloody good graphics for 8-bit games. So, yeah, this was tricky. It was very tricky. But we're going to go right into it now, because I've waffled on long enough, as I tend to do. First game, Snail Maze. This game was actually built into the Master System 1. Now, I don't think they actually advertised that all that much. Really? I don't recall, seeing loads of things of, play a free built-in game. It's like, we had that anyway. We had Hang On, Safari Hunt. I think some other systems, you had other things. Of course, Master System 2, you had Alex Kidd and then later Sonic. But Snail Maze, I don't recall hearing people mention it that much. In order to play the game, you had to turn on your system with the Master System having no cartridge in it, and you pressed, I think it was up and both of the action buttons at the same time, and it would go to Snail Maze. I think. I'm going off of memory here because I'm a thick fuck. But this is actually a good game. It is good, it is fun. Graphically, not much to look at. That's why we're going on about it now. Plus, I don't think I've ever spoken about this game before. Ooh. It's just a maze. It is what it says on the tin. You are a snail. Get through the maze within the allotted time. Graphically, it's fucking meh. It's blue lines, black background. But I suppose the snail does look like a snail, so you gotta give it that. Fun-wise, is it fun? Is it a fun game? Yes, but not for very long, because it doesn't take long before you get to a point where it's like, you want me to get through this maze in too short a time. Bullocks. Can't do it. So it's kind of, it reminds me of an Atari game, really, with its very basic graphics and the fact that I can't play it for all that long. So it does seem to be more Atari style than Sega style. Does that make any sense? But graphically, it's nothing. That's why I thought this is a good one to mention, because I wanted to highlight the fact that you can have a fun game even with wanky graphics. And this game was done very simply. The designers here obviously just wanted to have a simple game. Nothing amazing, nothing that would require more work, you know, like more, I don't know, I don't do tech, more gubbins in your console. Does that make sense? No? Wicked. It's just meant to be a simple thing. A little bonus. It's fun to play. With that, there's nothing else to say. It's Snail Maze. It is what it is. Snail in a maze. Huzzah. Next game. Space Harrier. I hate Space Harrier. Alright? I don't mean all Space Harriers. I won't lie. Space Harrier, the arcade game, fucking excellent. I'm not any good at it, but it is an excellent game. If you want to play a good version of the arcade one on a console, you can play that on your Saturn. Dreamcast has it via Shenmue. I don't know if there was a separate disc you could buy to play that, like a Sega arcade one. I don't Dreamcast, it's not really my territory, so I don't know. But arcade Space Harrier was quite fun. It was. Space Harrier Mega Drive. It's not bad. It's not bad. Space Harrier 2, I believe, but it's not bad. Space Harrier Master System is shite. I hate it. It looks puke. I mean, look at the thing. Yes, alright, it's colourful. But it looks arse. The animation is shit. When you get to a boss, it's just a glorious fuck up of things everywhere. Nothing looks right. It looks terrible. With Snail Maze, we're on about not so much bad graphics, I guess. It's just basic as all hell. This isn't basic. This is shit. I mean, it's just crap to look at. It makes me laugh when people say, what's your favourite Master System game? Oh, I like Space Harrier. What? Why? I mean, you can't even say, oh, the gameplay makes up for it. Because it doesn't. It fucking doesn't. This is an ugly ass game. When too much is on the screen, it's an eye fuck. It's just horrific. Shitty looking game. Shitty playing game. Not a good Master System game at all. And there are many bloody good games on this system. Yes, there are. This is not one of them. Looks crap. Right? I had to mention this one today. I wanted to mention some more obscure, wanky graphic games for the console. But I had to talk about this one because it's just poo. Next game. F-16 Fighting Falcon. Okay, this one was kind of easy. This is infamous for being one of the ugliest looking games on the system. And indeed, one of the shittest to play. Not due to difficulty. Not even really due to bullshit factor. It's just... it's like a flight sim game. And it's no fun to be had here. I mean, I'm a guy that hates sports games, for example. You know what the funny thing is? When I was researching for what bad games to pick, I looked through many sports games, and I found one thing they all have in common, at least most of them. Graphically, they all look really good. I noticed sports games for the Master System, I hate them. You know, there's a couple that are fun, but the rest just play like shit, as far as I'm concerned. But they all looked really good. So I was like, okay, sports, can't focus on. Flight sim, look at this bloody thing. It's slow. It's jerky. It is 50% blue. I mean, not even shading. Graphical extras. No little animation nice bits. It's fucking blue. And it's horrid to look at. If you get far enough in this game, nothing really happens in terms of visuals. Everything still looks shitty. There's a bunch of text, there's a bunch of numbers, but graphically it's just so fucking boring. There's no redeeming factor to the graphics. It just... I mean, look at it. It looks terrible. It looks arse. It looks bollocks. It looks shit. So much of my idea of trying not to swear for 30 seconds, making a big deal for the swear-a-thon. I'm still knackered it. This is just puke. This is a horrible game to look at. It's not nice. I mean, you know, sometimes I have a game just playing here while we're doing these kind of videos. You can bet your bottom dollar that F-16 is never going to end up there, because I might as well just turn the screen on and leave it with a blue background, and it would be prettier, because at least it's not jerking around. F-16 is quite famous for being a trashy looking game on the system. It is. I don't even know why it was released. Seriously, why was it released? Next game, and I will say, I was very close with this next game. I was very tied between two games. But I went with Altered Beast. So what was the other game that I nearly went for? It's Golden Axe. Golden Axe is not a pretty looking game. It's kind of crap. But despite the fact it's crap, it is kind and very, very kind of playable-ish. Very fucking ish. Altered Beast looks equally shit, I reckon. I reckon it looks equally shit, but because it plays so fucking badly, I thought it deserves to be mentioned as a crappy looking game over Golden Axe. Because at least Golden Axe, I can stand to look at, and it's kind of playable. This is not. This is just such a bad game. And it's funny because it's not NES, there's a Famicom one, and that looks worse, but plays 1,000 times better. Which at least backs up what I said at the very start, graphics don't make a game bad. They don't, because that Famicom one, I've not played it, but I have it on good authority that it's much more fun than this shit. This Master System one is bad because it's a shitty game. Plays terribly, it's made badly, everything sucks. Alright, if you ever thought the Mega Drive version was hard, where, like, let's say an enemy comes down, touches you, and you just, I'm losing health, oh great, I'm dead, just like that, fuck you. The Master System one does that, but on steroids. It just comes down, rape, dead. Rape! That's the Master System one. But it looks shit. The animation is F. The use of colours, not too bad, I suppose, if we're going to be fair, but still really not good. The way an enemy explodes when you kill them, it just looks jarring and odd. Although, to be fair, when you get the power-ups and you become the beast thing, that doesn't actually look too bad most of the time. I haven't got very far in the game, so I can't tell you what all of the different beast animations look like, but I can say they don't look too bad. That bit is okay-ish. So what? It's like 2% of the fucking game when you change. The rest is just jarring, shitty looking, poor motion, whole thing plays terribly. I hate this game. I really, really hate the Master System version of Altered Beast. I'm not a fan of the Mega Drive one. It's not my cup of tea. But this is a cup of piss. Sorry, don't play it. Final game. Geraldino. Geraldino. You know what? I don't know how to pronounce it. I don't know how to pronounce it. This, though, like Snail Maze, is not a bad game. It isn't. It is not a bad game. But the graphics are a bit crap. It's very simplistic in the way it looks. It's not super shitty, but it's not good. It's just not. And you may think, that looks familiar, if you've been part of recent Live at the Arcades that didn't work all that well, then you will know that this game is actually a reskinned version of another Master System game. One that you may have played. Teddy Boy. Now, I could have mentioned Teddy Boy. I could have decided to talk about that one and show that one. But I thought, this Geraldino... I can't say it. I can't fucking say it. It's a bit of an odd duck, so I kind of just thought, why not talk about that one? I mean, it's the same bloody game, but at least I can make you aware. Yes, there was an official tech toy, so Brazil only, pretty much. Although, no, tell a lie. It was Brazil, and then it was... Oh, shit. Portugal, no, yeah. It did come out somewhere else a little bit later as well. The character is a Brazilian cartoon character, so it's kind of similar to what they did with the Sapo Zool game, which I believe was Astro Bastards, but got reskinned as something that looks, in that case, actually uglier than the original game. Here, I think pretty much the only thing they changed is the main character sprite and the title screen. Graphically, this game is very simplistic. It's bad in the fact that there ain't a lot happening. It's very simple. It's a lot of background that's just a solid color, which you could make a bit of effort, but whatever, it's not the end of the world. But it does mean that graphically it is a bit on the pooey side of things, isn't it? It's just a solid color. Whoopity-doo. But for this one, unlike Altered Beast or Space Harrier, this game is fun. This is a good game to play. I know loads of people that love Teddy Boy. If they played this, they'd love it because it's the same sodding thing. You like Teddy Boy, you like this one. You just probably don't have the nostalgia for this weird-looking fucker like you might do Teddy Boy, is all. I will say, though, Teddy Boy, the game front cover, that thing, it was very simple. In terms of Master System front covers, artwork, it's not shit. Alright, there are shit front covers of Master System. This one's just dull, boring. But the Geraldino one is a bit more imaginative. I mean, it's fucking weird. But maybe the cartoon was. Maybe this is the Brazilian SpongeBob. I don't fucking know. But gameplay-wise, kind of crap to look at, but the gameplay is good, and that's the main thing. So we've talked about some good stuff that looks F, and we've talked about some pure shite that looks F. Have I covered every game I meant to talk about, or have I forgotten one or two? I don't know. I'll have to check my notes. That is indeed all of them. I honestly thought I forgot to talk about one. Yeah, I know. I'm epic YouTuber professional. You know, I made money once. It was a good day. Yeah. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching it all the way to the end. Please click like, comment, subscribe if you haven't, all that other pony. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.